Four corners of the world. Welcome you to my presentation. Today, I want to show you how to auto-generate code in Terraform. Imagine today an organization reaches to you and say, we are now tired of manual changes. We've had enough. Engineers are changing things left, right, and center in their cloud environment. Now it's time to move resources to Terraform. If you don't have the right tools, that's the beginning of a nightmare. Simplicity is the key here. What do you do? This is what I'm going to show you with one of the features that was brought in by Terraform, starting from version 1.5. Let's get into the business and I show you. I'll start here from my AWS console, where I'm going to create a resource manual. This does not only apply to AWS, I'm just using it as an example. It can be Google, it can be Azure, name it. So let's jump into the business. For my EC2 console, I'll go to security groups. I just have one default security group. However, I want to create a new one, which I'm going to import. Let's call this security group manual SG. From there, test manual, just a description that I'm giving to the security group. And from there, let's say I want to put an inbound rule. I can say I want to allow TCP port 810, or I can just say HTTP is the same thing. I can also add an additional rule that I can allow a different protocol. I can say NFS, maybe from some private IP somewhere. It's just an example, right? That is good enough for a demo. Then I create the security group. So this is our security group, allowing NFS, allowing HTTP, and let's go to Terraform now. I created a folder on my PC. This folder at the moment is empty. I'm going to use my favorite IDE, which is VS Code. My empty directory, I do have Terraform already installed, so I'll start by creating a provider file. Provider.tf. Since I'm using AWS, this is what I'm going to do. My region at the moment is not Virginia, which is US East 1, right? Let me initialize my Terraform to get the AWS plugins. Initialize. If you go to the Terraform documentation, find that to create a security group, you need a resource block like this one. However, I'm not going to take everything. I'm going to use this just to guide me in creating the import and then the code generation. Go back to my terminal, create a new file. Let's name it import.tf. From there, I'll just put this as a reference and comment it out. Go back to documentation. So what we do when we put in a resource in Terraform, the new way is to use the import block. I'll copy this syntax, take it to my ID. Right from here, this is the actual resource that we are importing, the address of the resource. So you take it from here because you are putting a security group. Copy this part, put it here. The bar can be anything, so I can say my security group or my SG. Then ID is the actual ID of the resource from the AWS console. If you look at the security group, this is the ID. Then you take this ID. Once this is in place, it's going to show you something, the repository, and just going to run a Terraform plan. You seem to speed up an error, but that is good. It can also help. Besides being the documentation. Terraform plan. Okay, that's fine. That's the error that I wanted. I did this deliberately. Now I'm forgetting why I did it. Right. So if you check Terraform speeds an error that you need to do a plan and then generate the config. So you check this and paste it on your terminal. If you go to documentation, the same thing that you are seeing there, this is the auto generation part of the code. Go back to the ID, run that plan. Well, before I even run that plan, you can see that there's no Terraform state here, which means there's nothing that by Terraform. So once I run this plan, it is going to generate a config file with the name generated.tf. It can be anything, any name. Right. Using my plan and it creates a file. This is the auto-generated configuration file. If you give it, but the import hasn't been done yet, there's no tf file. The next step, once I do that, I expect that the import will be done in the way of my Terraform managing the resource. You can actually see from the plan, this is the port NFS port that I added, port 80 that I added, right? You see one imported. And now your TF status get enters. If you come here, let's go back to the EC2 console. Let's say we decide to change something. Let's say we remove edit security group. We remove this edit. To show you that this resource is being managed by Terraform, I'm going to do a Terraform plan. Right. Now you can see we want to change. Terraform is actually trying to reflect the change that you have removed to Terraform for NFS, which means our resource is now managed by Terraform. So let's check. I'll refresh here. I want to import it because I deleted the resource, but Terraform is not able with that because that is not in the state file. If I do and apply again, that should revert any change. Let's see. The moment I refresh, let's see if it's done. First of all, let me give it some moment. Define the security group, then to the terminal, refresh, then powerful display. So you see how good it is. And how fast, very scalable, when you're going to import large environments. If I decide to destroy this resource, since it's under the management of Terraform, destroy. As Terraform sees that, tries to destroy this resource, accept that, see, the resource disappears. Because that is gone, back to our console, security groups, that security group is gone. Thank you for watching. I hope this has been free out to you. See you again another time.